our sixth topic, that is work energy theorem and conservation of mechanical energy. Even though it is one of the part of work energy power chapter, many chapters, many times in many question solving, we use this concept to solve difficult type of and logical type of numericals. So let us try to understand how we can use these two things, work energy theorem and conservation of mechanical energy, in solving questions. See, the definition of these two things are simple to understand but difficult to apply. So first one, if you consider work energy theorem. What is work energy theorem? So the work energy theorem says the total work done is equal to change in kinetic energy of the system. Total work done. But total work done, when you consider work done by all the forces. But we divide the total forces into two types. One is conservative forces and another one is non-conservative forces. Therefore, the total work done means work done by conservative forces and work done by non-conservative forces. And of course, the only non-conservative force what we have in this syllabus is friction. Friction is the only non-conservative force. Apart from that, everything is conservative force. Of course, you know the definition, like whose work depends on path followed is called non-conservative, and the force whose work is independent of path followed is called conservative force. Now, delta K is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. So, this is the equation. But the procedure is, when the situation is given, take the system, take the particle, take the body and represent all the forces. Represent all the forces and take their proper directions and understand what is the displacement, and then find what is the work done by each force, whether it is conservative or non-conservative. The total work done you can equate it to the change in kinetic energy. For example, I tell you, I am taking the body, one particle from here to here. It was at rest, I took to this level and finally it is at rest. What is the initial velocity? 0. What is the final velocity? 0. What is the change in velocity? 0. What is the change in kinetic energy? 0. Initial kinetic energy 0, final kinetic energy 0. So obviously change in kinetic energy is also how much? 0. Then the total work done is how much? 0. Who are all doing work on the body? One is mg, one is external force. If you consider air resistance also. So the total work done now will become what? 0. Work is done by gravity, work is done by me, external agent, work is done by frictional force, air friction. But the total net work is how much? 0. This way you have to use work energy theorem. We will see the examples like how to apply work energy theorem. Similarly, from this only you can understand conservation of mechanical energy. What is this conservation of mechanical energy means? Under the absence of non-conservative forces. When there are no non-conservative forces, work done by non-conservative forces is how much? 0. Then this term will become 0. Work done by conservative equal to delta K. Now work done by conservative forces. What is the meaning of work done by conservative forces? Work done by conservative forces is equal to negative of change in potential energy of the system. We have studied. So that here you can write minus delta U equal to delta K. So minus delta U means what? Final minus initial, change. Similarly delta K, final minus initial. So if you multiply, bring initial values one side, final values other side, then Ki plus Ui equal to Kf plus Uf. So this is the total energy. What energy we call it as? Sum of kinetic and potential energy is called mechanical energy. So this is the total initial mechanical energy and this is the total final mechanical energy. So under this condition, this total mechanical energy remains constant. This is called what? Conservation of mechanical energy. Because wherever conservation word comes, what is the meaning of conservation? Conservation means remains constant. What remains constant? Conservation means here conservation of mechanical energy. Mechanical energy remains constant. But there must be some specified condition. What is the condition? Work done by non-conservative forces 0. Nothing but in the absence of non-conservative forces, or simply you can say in the absence of any type of friction. So this is what the two very most important topics of the whole physics, because you use them in various chapters to solve various type of numericals. Let us try to understand few questions. How do we use this work energy theorem and then solve the questions? So let us consider one question first. So one of the question is vertical circular motion. You will use this work energy theorem or conservation of energy principle to solve this question related to vertical circular motion. But before solving, let's take a bob attached to a string and whirled in a vertical circle. Length is L and the mass is M. Then at any instant from the equilibrium position at an angle theta, if you consider there is one mg, there is one tension. Is there any other force? If the speed at this point is v, there is a centrifugal force mv square by r. R is L. So that this is the situation. This is, if you consider now, this is theta means this is theta. So you can go for resolving. So this will become mg cos theta and this will become what? Mg sin theta. Here mg sin theta is the one who changes its speed. But in this direction there is no motion. The motion is only along tangent. And in this direction the forces must be balanced. So tension at any point is mg cos theta plus mv square by L. Then you will get the condition here like tension is minimum at one point. What is that point? When cos theta is minimum minus 1, that is mv square by L minus mg, that is at topmost point here. At the topmost point the tension is minimum and the tension is maximum at bottommost point where theta 0, so cos theta maximum, that is mv square by L plus mg, this is at bottom. So that the minimum tension at the highest point possible is, what is the minimum tension possible? 0. Then you will get the condition like v equal to under root gl. What is this condition? Minimum velocity or minimum speed at topmost point to complete one vertical circle. To complete vertical circle. But till now just we have understood what is the vertical circular motion, what is the tension at any point, what is the condition to complete vertical circular motion, but we actually have to use this thing. How to use this thing? So here questions can be asked like, suppose the body moved from one position to another position, then what is the final velocity if they give initial velocity? Or now you know the velocity at the topmost point, then how do you find the corresponding minimum speed required at the bottom to complete the vertical circular motion? So to find that, let us calculate in this way here itself. So this is the speed at the highest point. Now you have to find the speed at the lowest point. Let's take this point A, this point B. As the body moves from A to B, here you consider the reference level. Because to apply conservation of mechanical energy, you need to take initial potential energy, initial kinetic energy. So kinetic energy depends upon velocity, momentum. But potential energy depends upon position from the reference level. That's why first you specify the reference level. And my suggestion is consider the initial level as reference. So that what is the initial potential energy? 0. Then at any height, what is the potential energy will become? What is the formula for potential energy? mgh. In that way, from A to B, initially kinetic energy plus potential energy equal to finally kinetic energy plus potential energy. What is the initial kinetic energy? Let's take half mva square, speed at A, plus what is the potential energy? 0, because here this is the reference level, equal to what is the final kinetic energy? Final kinetic energy means here. Here speed means half m vv square plus what is the final potential energy? From the reference level, now it is at a height of diameter 2r. What is r? L. So mgh, h is how much? 2l. But what is vb? Root gl. The speed, minimum speed required at the topmost point. Substitute that value. So that half m va square equal to half m root gl whole square is gl plus 2 mgl equal to 5 mgl by 2. So 1 by 2 cancel, m cancel. So va equal to what? Root 5 gl. So here the minimum speed required at the bottom is root 5 gl and at the topmost point root gl. Now I suggest you to take the same conservation from the bottom to horizontal position. Then you can find what is the minimum speed required. If you follow the same procedure, if you apply the conservation of mechanical energy, here you will get root 3gl. Root of 3gl. Similar way you try it. But let us try to understand. Now this is based on this thing. Now the question can be asked based on this also. Let me take one question and let me explain that one kind of very popular and simple question based on this concept. What is that? The minimum speed required to complete a vertical circle. See, there is a curved surface. At the edge, it is having a circular track, having the radius capital R. Now a block of mass m started from rest sliding, where the height of the block initially is h. Now here the block starts sliding from rest. When it reaches the bottom, what happens? And the question is, can it complete the vertical circular motion or not? Please understand the question once again. There is a curved track attached to a circular track having radius capital R. Now the block released from a height h. Then the question is, what should be the height, initial height, so that it will complete the vertical circular motion. So from here to here first you apply. Let's take A, B, C. If you consider the speed should be, we know already, root 5 gr or greater than root 5 gr, then only it will complete vertical circle. Otherwise it will not complete. But what is the speed it will acquire when it reaches? That you can find using the conservation of mechanical energy. From A to B, initial kinetic energy plus initial potential energy equal to final kinetic energy plus final potential energy. What is the initial kinetic energy? 0. What is the initial potential energy? mgh. And what is the final kinetic energy here? Let's take half mv square. What is the final potential energy? 0. So this is the reference level, and the decrease in height is h, so mgh, and the kinetic energy increased is half mv square. So directly you can take decrease in potential energy equal to increase in kinetic energy also. That is depending upon your understanding. Now if you equate, then v will become mm cancel under root 2gh. This is the speed when it reaches at the bottom, and to complete vertical circle v should be greater than or equal to what? Root 5gr. That means root 2gh value should be greater or equal to 5gr. So if you square both sides, 5gr, so h should be greater than or equal to 5r by 2. So this way we use that condition in solving the question. So when question comes, you need to think from your side that whether we need to apply conservation of mechanical energy or any application based on that, so that you can solve the question easily. So this is why the solving question based on these things is somewhat logical and difficult also. So take care of everything, like between which 2 points you can apply the conservation of mechanical energy is important. So let us try to understand few more questions based on the same concept, like work energy theorem only. So consider, suppose the question is, there is one rough horizontal surface having the friction coefficient 0.3, mass is 10 kg. Now you are applying some force 20 Newton, and they are asking what is the frictional coefficient. What is the frictional coefficient? If you do some work of 100 joules in moving the body by some distance. So what is the data they have given? A block is kept on rough horizontal surface and you applied some 20 Newton force, and you have done, what is this? Work done by external force is 100 joules to displace by some distance. Then what is the frictional coefficient they are asking? Now the body is starting from rest and finally coming to rest. We just moved from one point to another point and left. So now they have given the work done by external force. What is the work done by external force formula? F S cos theta. Theta 0. So directly you can take Fs. This is how much? 100 joules. F is 20. So S equal to 100 by F. 100 by 20. How much? 5 meter. The displacement is 5 meter. Right? Then what is the work done by friction now? Minus mu mg. Minus mu mg. This is the frictional force times displacement. But we don't know mu. We have to calculate mu. How do you find it? Then it is difficult. If you know work done by friction, then you can find mu. Or else if you know mu, then you can find work done by friction. Then here apply work energy theorem. What are all the forces acting on the body? There is normal reaction, there is mg, there is external force, there is a friction. Work done by normal reaction and mg both are 0 because they are perpendicular to displacement. Then you have to think about these two forces. Work done by external force plus work done by frictional force. Of course, if you want to consider normal reaction and mg equal to delta k, that is 0, because I mentioned that initially and finally the body at rest. So what is the total change in kinetic energy? 0. So change in kinetic energy 0 means total work done is how much? 0. Now these two work done obviously zero as force is perpendicular to displacement. Then work done by friction equal to negative of work done by external force. How much it is? Minus 100. Because work done by external force is 100. Then substitute this value here. So minus 100 equal to minus mu mg. M is 10. G is take 10 approximately. And S is how much? 5 meter. 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel. So minus minus cancel. Mu equal to 1 by 5. How much? 0.2. 0.2. So this is the way you need to apply what? Conservation of energy or work energy theorem. One of the very important topic. Please, I am again and again specifying that one of the most important concepts in physics. Finally, let me explain one final question, and with that I will conclude it. So what is that? Consider a spherical surface or consider a sphere. So there is a sphere. Now one block is kept of mass m and the radius of the sphere is capital R. Let's say this is smooth surface only. Now you have released from this point, just pushed and leave it, or released, then it starts sliding. At one point what happens is it leaves the contact. Then they will ask you at what angular position the body will lose the contact with the surface. Means this is the equilibrium position and this is the position, let's say, where it is losing the contact. When the word you hear in the question or when you read the sentence like find the condition for losing contact, immediately you should understand that normal reaction should become zero. Yes or no? Let's take the free body diagram. There is a normal reaction. There is one mg, and if you take the mg component, this is mg cos theta and this is mg sin theta. Now here one more force is mv square by r. What is that? The body is moving on spherical surface. It is a portion of, it is like one vertical circular motion. Now the body loses contact at a particular point. That normal reaction becomes zero. The speed increases such that it can lose the contact. There n becomes zero means mv square by r will be balanced by what? Mg cos theta. So mm get cancelled. So v square equal to rg cos theta. Rg cos theta. Now this is what? The velocity at that point. Now what else you can do? Let's say suppose it come down by height h before leaving the contact. Then how do you get the relation for h? It was there, it came here. So there is a decrease in height. So according to conservation of mechanical energy, decrease in potential energy mgh equal to increase in kinetic energy half mv square. So that v square equal to 2gh. Then 2gh equal to rg cos theta. G cancel. So 2h equal to r cos theta. If they give h value, you can find theta. If they give theta, then you can find h. Or else so this is how you will solve the question based on conservation of mechanical energy and work energy theorem. So please try to understand at every point how to apply the conservation of mechanical energy between any 2 points. But most of the times you have to decide on your own, like between which 2 points you have to apply the conservation of mechanical energy. Let us try to understand 2 more questions which are like previously asked in the entrance point of view. based on the same thing whatever we are discussing till now, like work energy theorem and conservation of mechanical energy. Let's take the first question. A force acts on a 2 kg object so that its displacement is varying in terms of time, like x equal to 3t square plus 5. Find work done in 5 seconds. So, if you go for variable force like work done is integration force with respect to displacement, you feel difficult because here it is in terms of time. Now, take the work energy theorem that work done equal to change in kinetic energy, final minus initial, half m v square minus u square. Now, the displacement is 3t square plus 5. So, what is the velocity, instantaneous velocity? dx by dt. How much? If you differentiate it, 60. Differentiation of 5, 0. Then what is the initial velocity at t equal to 0? 0. What is the final velocity after 5 seconds? 16 to 5, 30 meter per second after 5 seconds. So that the work done equal to half m v square minus u square, half into m is 2 kg, v square 5 square minus 0, 2 get cancelled. What is the work done? 25 joules. Simple question. Similarly, you take the other question, second question. They have given force, they have given displacement. So the force is applied and the displacement taken place is 4 I cap. They have given in vector form. Of course, we have studied in last topic that how to find the work done. Work done, when the vector form is given, work done equal to F bar dot S bar. Take the dot product. I coefficient into I coefficient plus J coefficient 0. So what is the work done? 12 joules. And what is the initial kinetic energy at the beginning? 3 joules. And what they are asking? Find kinetic energy at the end of the displacement, final kinetic energy. You know the work done, you know the initial kinetic energy, and you have to find final kinetic energy. What is the work done formula? Kf minus K initial. So work done is 12. K is 3, Kf. So what is the final kinetic energy? That is 3 minus 12 minus 9 joules. What is the work done? K final minus K initial. So work done is 12. K final we have to find. Minus K initial is 3. So bring this 3 this side. 12 plus 3 equal to K final. So K final equal to how much? 15 joules. So this is the way they'll ask the questions based on this concept. So hope you all understood the concept of work energy theorem and conservation of mechanical energy, and you will practice these things, practice whatever cases we have discussed and try the new cases, and you will get the more confidence. So thank you so much. We will meet in our next session with our next topic. We are discussing about the work energy theorem and conservation of mechanical energy. Let us discuss few questions, simple and important model. How to solve the questions or how to find the work done when the objects are like continuous mass distribution. So like in second question I have considered one rod, and in third question I have considered like a rope. The first question is about finding the work done. Let's take one simple pendulum is having bob mass m and you applied some horizontal force F on it and you displaced it by some angle theta, then what is the work done by external force? See here, you have displaced the simple pendulum by an angle theta. Let's take the length of the pendulum is L. Then this is L. So this will become L sin theta. So what is the horizontal displacement taken by the bob is L sin theta. What is the height increased? Nothing but vertical displacement is L minus L cos theta. This is L. This is L cos theta. So this will become L minus L cos theta. Therefore, increase in potential energy is mgh. That is mgl into 1 minus cos theta. They can ask this question also. But here they are asking the work done by external force. So what is the work done by force? Fs cos theta. Therefore that is equal to F into displacement L sin theta and cos 0. So what is the work done? F L sin theta. This is the work done by external force. If you want to calculate work done by mg, suppose work done by mg means mg is acting downward, then the horizontal displacement if you consider mg is perpendicular, so work done is 0, but there is also vertical displacement upward, then what is the work done by mg will become F is mg, displacement is L into 1 minus cos theta and angle between force and displacement is 180, so cos 180 minus 1, so minus mgl 1 minus cos theta, and work done by conservative force equal to negative of change in potential energy, that will become minus of minus plus mgl into minus cos theta. Sorry, delta U equal to negative of work done by conservative forces, so that delta U will become this one. That is what I have written here. So this way you can solve the question. Now let us consider in the same manner, in case of pendulum, consider a rod. Consider a rod. Now a thin rod of mass. Now the situation is different. A rod of mass m and length L now hanging freely from a fixed support. Now you displace the rod by some angle theta. Then what is the work done? So what is the work done in displacing from here to here? Now suppose you are applying some force F and there is one more force acting mg. So work done by external force plus work done by mg. That is the total work done. We have studied work energy theorem that total work done equal to change in kinetic energy, that is 0. It is equilibrium. So kinetic energy is 0. Now you taken to another position. There also it is at rest. What is the final kinetic energy? 0. So work done by external force, then it will become negative of work done by mg. And here work done by mg, when you take mgh, where h is the increase in height of the particle. But here the particle is not a point particle. It is continuous mass distribution. Then what you have to consider is, you have to consider the center of mass. What is the increase in height of the center of mass? That is h. Or you can replace this like a simple pendulum of length how much? L by 2, like just previous case. So you can replace this rod like, now the total rod appear to have mass here. Then what is this length will become? L by 2. Now it is behaving like a simple pendulum of length L by 2. Comparatively I am replacing. So that now when you shift the simple pendulum by an angle theta, then what is the work done by mg? Just now we have taken minus mg L. What is the length now? L by 2 into 1 minus cos theta. Then what is the work done by external force? Minus work done by mg. So minus of minus plus mg L by 2 into 1 minus cos theta. So finally when you want to use work energy theorem, you can apply it, but you have to remember one thing, that for the point particle, work done by mg is mgh, where h is height increased by the particle or height decreased, change in position. But in case of continuous distribution, you cannot take any point as reference. That's why you have to take it as center of mass. So the increase in height of the center of mass is nothing but increase in height of the body. So that you can take the formula mgh. So you can replace the continuous mass distribution with a point mass if you know the center of mass. Similarly, you can solve this question also. Let us take the second question. What is the second question? A rod is placed on horizontal surface, one rod. Let's take the mass m and length L, and it is placed horizontally now. Now one end is fixed by keeping, now you have to make it vertical. So the center of mass was lying on the surface, now it shifted here. What is the height increased? L by 2. This is total length L. So the height of the center of mass now it is L by 2. The increase in height of the center of mass h means, what is the work done by mg now? Minus mgh, nothing but minus mg L by 2. So work done by mg. Then what is the work done by external force? Negative of work done by mg. So mg L by 2. So this way you can solve the questions. Now the third one. Work done in pulling a bucket. See, take, there is a well. Now this is the rope of length L. This is bucket with water. The total mass they have given capital M. This is the rope of length L and mass M. Now you have to pull the water up. That means you have to bring up this mass to top. By what height it should come up? L. Here you have to assume that this is like a point mass now, like this. You have to neglect the length of the bucket, then only you can take it. Of course, they will mention that. So that the work done in pulling the bucket with water, that is work done for capital M, is mgh. Increase in height. How much? mgl. Now, if you consider the rope is continuous mass distribution, then work done in case of rope will become mgh, height. Height means you have to take increase in height of center of mass. Where the center of mass will lie? At center, L by 2 distance. Then what is the height will become? mg L by 2. So what is the total work done will become? mgl plus mg L by 2. This way you can solve the questions. One last and final question based on similar type of concept, like pulling, work done in pulling a chain hanging from the table. This is a table and a chain is hanging from it. The mass of the chain you consider m, length is capital L. Now the portion resting on the table you consider m1, the portion hanging you consider as m2. Now usually they will ask the questions like 1 by nth length of chain is hanging. So 1 by nth length means this is L by n, this portion length is. M2 length is how much? L by n. Now where the center of mass will lie? At a distance of half, L by 2n. Now the question what I told, they can ask what is the work done in pulling this on to the table. That means you have to take it to this height. But you cannot take any point. What point you have to consider? Center of mass. So if you take the chain on to the table, what is the increase in height of the center of mass? L by 2n. Then what is the work done will become? mgh, where mass is m2, g into h is L by 2n. But what is M2? They have not given. They have given the total mass. Total mass is capital M for total length. M2 is the mass for L by N length. Then cross multiply it. Then M2 will become M by N. Cross multiply. Then substitute M by N G L by 2N. So mg L by 2N square. Like suppose 1/3 is hanging. Then N equal to how much? 3. Then you can substitute directly here 3. mg L by 18. 1/4 16. So 16 2s are 32. So on you can solve the questions. Let us also discuss few more questions. Little bit difficult type of questions based on the same concept.